Hi, welcome to Just Ask Sherry. I decided today I was going to do my video standing up because I wanted you to kind of get an idea that when I'm sitting down, maybe I don't look like I'm thinner than I do when I'm standing up. So I thought I would kind of give you a view of what I look like when I'm standing up. So this is a 120-pound weight loss, and being a type 1 diabetic who's lost the weight and kept it off for 17 years, I just kind of wanted to give you what that looks like. Actually, this belt is about 34 years old, and I kind of kept it because I really loved it and I wanted to hold on to it with a dream that I would eventually be able to use it again. And here I am wearing it again, so I'm kind of having a lot of fun. I wanted to talk to you today about something that I heard on the radio yesterday that really bothered me. And it's been sitting on my head since yesterday and making me crazy. And I came in the middle of this radio program, and this program, I guess, I don't even know who they were. It was a random station. And one of the guys was saying that he didn't want to eat something because he wouldn't be able to stop at just one. And the other guy was, oh, how can you not? You have to have, it can't be all or nothing. You have to have everything in moderation, and you just have to have, just have one. And the guy said, no, I can't eat just one. If I have one, I'll keep eating it and I won't be able to stop. And the other guy was giving him such a hard time about everything in moderation. You can't just cut it out. Who could say you could never have chocolate again, or that just have one. And I was starting to do a slow burn, because for me, a cake is a single serving. I cannot have a piece of cake. Everybody is different. It would be like saying to someone who is an alcoholic or a drug addict, everything in moderation, just have one drink. You could stop after just one drink, or hey, have some opium, or have an opiate, or just have some heroin. Everybody's different, and there are some of us, like I could take a drink and never have another drink again. I personally very rarely drink. If I have a quarter of a glass of wine once a year, it's probably a lot for me. I'm not terribly interested. A long time ago, it was a decision for me that I don't drink because I'd rather have my calories in the form of a hot fudge sundae. So that was in the days when I still ate hot fudge sundaes. So I really wasn't interested in drinking I drank when I was younger to get drunk. And then when I no longer had interest in getting drunk, I, for the most part, didn't drink. There was a couple of times maybe, but I just don't drink because I don't like the calories. So an occasional little drop of wine, of the sweeter wines. I don't like dry wine, so all of that is a non-issue for me. But food is an issue for me. Some people can eat in moderation and keep their weight off. I do have friends that I know from when I did my 12-step program, and I do still follow many of the steps of the 12-step program. I just don't happen to go to meetings. But I do have friends that are able to eat things in moderation and maintain their abstinence. I just don't happen to be one of them. For me to be abstinent in my program, I cannot eat certain foods because those are trigger foods for me. And with that, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and ask you if you will please go down and hit the like button and the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel so that you'll keep coming back, and hopefully I'll be able to help you in the future to keep your weight off or take it off in the first place, and keep coming back. So anyway, I'll go back. And what this guy, and they were kind of going back and forth, is he kept saying, you have to do everything in moderation. And I don't know who this man was. For all I know, he has never had a weight problem, that he is a stick and has never gained an ounce of weight in his whole life. Or maybe he's lost 300 pounds and eaten everything in moderation his whole life. I don't know who he was, but I do know that he had no clue of what he was talking about. And for me, in the past 17 years, I have never had the things that I call are on my red light list. And I have a list of things that are green, yellow, and red light foods. And the green foods are things that I could eat to the end of time and never have to worry about because I'm never gonna binge on them. You know, broccoli is not something I'm gonna binge on and gain weight. So that's a green light food. I can have as much of that as I want. Yellow light foods are the foods that I could eat. And if I see that they might start to be compulsive, then I would take them out. Potato chips could sit in my house for 10 years and I might have them sometimes and eat a bunch of them and then never touch them again for 2 years. So those are a yellow light food. If I were to see that they would be problematic, I would move them to the red light list, but that hasn't happened in 17 years. So for me, that's a yellow light food that, you know, I would be careful if it became problematic, but for the most part, it's not a food that I have to worry about. My red light foods are the foods that I cannot eat at all ever again, because if I do, I will go back to being 120 pounds heavier. So for me, those are not foods that I venture into. I don't slip, I don't eat, I can eat sugar if they are in certain forms. So it's not sugar that's a problem for me, it's not flour that's a problem for me, but I cannot eat a cookie, I cannot eat any chocolate candy, I cannot eat cakes or ice cream. Ice cream is a definite killer for me. Well, people will say, well, have the low fat or the sugar free. That doesn't work for me. Right now, the big joke in my family is I always say when I get old and go into a nursing home and they say, we don't want to put you in a nursing home. I always say, well, I don't want to live with my kids when I become a burden. So we have this ongoing thing, and I have one son-in-law who says, no, we're good. I'll put you into the nursing home. Don't worry about it. And so they get mad at him because they say, no, don't talk like that. But I say, well, I have the nursing home all picked out. I want to be near the ice cream parlor and the petting zoo because I love animals. And I say, because when I go into the nursing home, I'm going to start eating ice cream again, because that is my favorite food. And I figure once I'm in the nursing home, there's control, because it's not like I'm living in my home and I can go into the kitchen and eat a whole pint or a quart. If I'm in a nursing home, I go to the ice cream parlor, I can only get a scoop or two, and then I'm done for the day. I can't go back to the ice cream parlor and keep getting ice cream, because I wouldn't be able to do that in a nursing home. So I've got it all figured out for my future, that when I go to the nursing home, that I can have ice cream again. But until then, and hopefully that will be many years in the future, but until then, I cannot eat ice cream at all. I can't eat any dessert foods. For me, I think it's a physiological thing more than a physical thing. I think that for me, there happens to be both psychological and physical things that I equate having ice cream with the comfort of growing up in this family that loved food and everybody was obese, and growing up, that's what we did, we ate. And so I can't eat those things. So, you know, a peppermint candy, that I could eat if I wanted to. I have no interest because I don't like that. That's what I served my kids. That's what I kept in the house when my kids were little, were like Twizzlers and hard candies and lollipops, because those don't call to me. That's what I keep here for my grandchildren, because I don't eat those things. It just isn't of interest to me. So beware of people who try to sabotage you with whatever your problem is. If moderation is good for you, that's fine. But if it's not, don't let those people get to you. So keep your numbers good, keep your, whether it's weight or diabetes, watch your numbers. Just Ask Sherry. You can email me at justaskSherry, SHERRIE @gmail.com. You could comment below and I'll try to answer all of your questions. And please come back, like and subscribe. I love talking to you. Thank you for looking in and coming to my channel. Hope to serve you again soon. Thanks.